Coin.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Sure.
My name is Duncan Sequoia. I am joined today by Rocky Hardy.
Yeah,
And
that's me.
Rocky Hardy is looking at notes coming from America's armpit.
Yeah, that works.
All right. And Tegan Somerset, who I guess is in the same armpit. That seems weird. Tegan Somerset, you here?
Yeah, but also, that's how coasts work, you know? There's two of them,
Okay.
one on either side, so.
Fantastic. Anyway, I'm here as a result of been sent by Elon Musk.
Really?
Yes.
Can I see those orders?
Yes, you can. I'm going to send them to you via Twitter MM.
I'm sorry, M?
MMM.
What's the MM?
Magic message. It's available to Twitter Blue subscribers.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you have
Fancy.
a check mark, Rocky?
No, I didn't give Elon Musk $8.
But that's the same price as a 6-inch sub from Subway.
Yeah, but I can eat the sub. You
Yes.
can't eat the check mark.
But with the check mark, you have access to a more curated experience. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you see less tweets on that? Is that how that works?
Less junk.
Hmm.
The very next level.
You seem really buttoned up today, Sequoia.
Well, what can I say? You know, I have a responsibility to the listeners since Musk has acquired Impossible Coin.
I'm sorry. Hold on. A possible coin was acquired? I don't think
Correct.
that's right. That doesn't sound right at all.
There's a variety of coins. There's Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and Impossible Coin.
Oh, man. Sequoia, I know we've been over this. It's been a while, like about a year or so I'll forgive you the misunderstanding, but Impossible Coin is not a cryptocurrency. It's not traded on any market anywhere. That's not how that works.
It's traded on one market somewhere, and I got it.
Here's the thing.
Somewhere.
Rocky,
Uh-huh.
Rocky, come here. Can I, sorry, Duckett, can I converse with my colleague here for a moment?
Certainly. Sidebar
Okay,
away.
sidebar away. All right. Rocky, I'm going to drape my arm around your shoulder and I'm going to bring you over like in an anime, okay? And I'm going to say, listen, I tricked Elon Musk into paying us billions of dollars because he thinks we're a cryptocurrency now. So I will give you your share, I promise. But we're taking this clown for everything he's worth, okay?
Oh, my God. Whatever. It's fine. I'll
All right.
hang out.
All right, we're back. We're back, Duckett.
Okay. So I have some things from Elon. First, he says that I need to do a code review as soon as possible.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and that everybody needs to report to the third floor.
Mm-hmm. This is the San Francisco office, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
right.
Is it okay if we do that after we finish recording? It's my understanding that Mr. Musk is going to be in the office until midnight.
That's fine. I do have a question, though. I've been looking on several maps. I can't seem to find the Impossible Coin building.
Well, yeah, it's impossible. That's the point. It keeps us completely off grid so that no one can try and infiltrate. See? It's a secret location.
Okay. I thought that there was a chance that you guys were 255 Turret Avenue, but...
No, that's where I order the turrets from.
Oh.
That's why it's on the invoices.
Okay,
He took the box? Whatever. It's fine.
Why wouldn't I take the box?
You know what? I don't want to do this. It's okay. It's
All right.
fine.
Well, anyway, so new topics for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Non-fungible in-game items.
Okay, yeah. We are covering Square Enix, so that's good.
Okay. The robust platform to stop abuse created by Ubisoft and Riot.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. And the excellent performance of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Excellent. All right. Well, we will be going over that with our viewers starting this week. So it sounds like we're all set on those.
Okay. Well, then I tell you what. It sounds like you guys got this under control. I'm going to go take a shit in this guy's bathroom.
Yeah. Make sure you use the TP and flush it, though. I did use some of the funds that Musk gave us when he acquired Impossible Coin to upgrade the experience in there for you.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to go, probably do like 32 ounces of prune juice first then.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Real fun.
All right. You guys have a good show. Just remember there's a new boss around here now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys ready to get started?
Hey, Brian, listen to me. There should be a button underneath your desk. If you could just push it, that'll send Duckett Sequoia, who is currently in your restroom, to the moon. Literally. It'll launch him out of your house faster than Artemis went off. So if you could just smack that for me, that'd be great.
This yellow button labeled comedy rocket?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that one.
Okay. All right.
Thanks. We're sending the Bitcoin boy to the moon, specifically. That's where he wants to go. It's fine. We're fulfilling his dreams.
Jesus Christ, there's a fucking hole in my roof.
Yeah, there goes. Sorry. It's fine. We'll fix it.
Oh my god. No, it's retractable, so you get holy fuck.
Oh, hell yeah! I forgot I got the upgrade.
How did this happen?
You were welcome. Remember when I was installing those turrets?
Oh my god. Oh my god, what the fuck? I'm looking out the window. Holy shit.
The door should close on its own, if I remember correctly.
It's like a little rocket ship.
Yeah, there it goes. Bye! I got him out of there for you. The toilet will come back. I mean, it won't be that toilet. There'll be a new toilet, but it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess I can crap in the other bathroom, but was the plan always to put Duckett Sequoia on a rocket ship to the moon?
I mean, the plan was always to send him to the moon. It was just the logistics of figuring out how to get it to work. And also, I needed Elon Musk's $1 billion, so...
Okay,
you know.
Is there a reason that on the side of the rocket ship it says USS Lettuce?
Oh, it's supposed to say USS Get Fucked. Damn it. I must have left the placeholder text in there.
Oh,
Damn it.
God, I just...
Oh, well.
Is he gonna die up there?
No, I don't think so. He should have enough... He should be full of enough air. He'll be fine. I predict we'll see him again in, like, 3 weeks.
I mean... Okay, so when you say full of enough air, like... Did you send any food with him or anything?
No. But he was gonna down a bunch of prune juice before he left, so, that should be enough, right?
Jesus. He's gonna die on the fucking road. You killed Duckett Sequoia.
That's okay. I have enough money. They won't put me in jail.
Oh my god, you killed him through planetary banishment?
Yeah, but it's okay, because I have enough money, so they won't put me in jail. They don't put pretty people in jail.
I don't know. That one, like, blood test lady is kind of cute.
Wait, Elizabeth Holmes?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, this is a detour I thought would never happen on this show. Like, I'm just trying to, like, I'm picturing, like, showing up with a time machine to the beginning of this podcast. First of all, there is some shit I would say to me if I had a time machine.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But, like, if one of those things was like, Brian, one day on your show there'll be a discussion about whether or not Elizabeth Holmes is hot or not. 1 second. Just pulling a picture of Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah, right.
I do want to say I never said that she was hot. I said she's kinda cute. It's a direct quote.
Okay. That fair, Rocky. I don't want to misquote you.
Okay, she does have a certain aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
But the curls that she wore into court did not hold up very well.
I'm pretty sure that's postcoital, but that's a whole other thing.
Oh.
I can't prove it, but,
Wait, what, you
I'm
think those
pretty
are
sure.
fuck curls? What, you think hair?
I do, yes.
What, you think hair curls when people fuck?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I think maybe
No.
she had more put-together curls, but they don't look as good, not because she did a shitty job curling them,
Okay.
but she just got fucked before walking to the courtroom.
Mm-hmm. And that's why you always rock the slick back style to court, because your hair can look like whatever it wants, and then as soon as you pull it back, you look professional.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. She looks a little bit like a junior supervillain, though. That's
Yeah.
the thing. And I don't look like a supervillain. I look like a two-dimensional anime girl.
Some anime girls are supervillains. What's her name? Katsuki? No. Ryuko's
What's her name?
older
No.
sister. What's Ryuko's older sister's name?
Ryuko from which?
Oh, sorry. Ryuko from Kill la Kill.
Oh! Yeah, that's true.
Satsuki, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's Satsuki.
Yeah, Satsuki Kyurien. I know Kyurien was right, but, like, I didn't want to call her by her last name. Yeah, it is Satsuki. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so
We'll get there, Brian. Don't worry. I think you'll like Kill la Kill, actually.
I'm pretty sure Brian will like Kill la Kill,
okay.
but we'll
First
get
of
there.
all, you say this like I haven't actually said on the show before that I've watched Kill la Kill.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh.
He has actually. He said.
Why did it take me 6,000 years to get you to start watching Odd Taxi?
Because Brian doesn't trust recommendations from anybody. Unless they're famous game personalities on Twitter.
I need to become a famous game personality on Twitter so I can make recommendations specifically for Brian.
You're running out of time, Teagues.
No!
Well, I think maybe part of the threshold there is that, like, there was definitely, I think I said this before, the sensation that your anime recommendations were, at least for a time, not particularly curated to their audience.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking stand pretty hard for those short volleyball people, and
I do. Mm-hmm.
I stand by it.
They bring me a lot of joy, to be fair.
and like I do not understand how I'm the target demographic for that show. I just
Well, it's
don't.
because you stopped after, like, the pilot, which I get. I understand. It's a choice that you're allowed to make, but I stand by that you'd like Haikyuu.
Haikyuu's full of good boys. The stakes have never been lower. It's very much a good, fun show. Like, nothing terrible ever happens. The losses are relatable because we've all had that kind of disappointment in ourselves and in our own performance. But because they're a close-knit group of friends, they always bounce back from it. And that's kind of nice. You know. Yeah. I'm sorry I just get caught up on Tsukishima's my favorite character and he's a dickhead. He's a good boy. He's just shitty. Everyone needs one snarky friend to be like, I bet you fucking can't jump that high, and then to prove them wrong specifically. You know? You need that guy to challenge you.
Yeah, haters say you won't.
Okay, I'm still back on Elizabeth Holmes.
Sure, man.
Because I'm looking at Elizabeth Holmes, and I've now like looked at a variety of pictures of Elizabeth Holmes,
Okay.
and sounds terrible. And I'm just like, Elizabeth Holmes, not even once. Like, not even once. Like,
That's your business, dude. Whatever. It's
no,
fine.
No, that's fine. It's fine. I guess what I'm trying to figure out here is like, does the brain de-hotify a person if you know them to be evil?
Sometimes, yeah. But, you know, sometimes it also has the opposite effect. Hashtag Bowsette, I guess. Or Powser.
Hashtag Loki, maybe?
Hashtag Loki. Holy shit.
Okay, but what you're talking about there are I guess like fictional evil beings. One of them is even like a
Okay, fine. Hashtag Jeffrey Dahmer. Hashtag
gross.
whatever the fuck the name of the Aurora shooter's named. Yeah, like, dude, sure. People are less attracted to people that are evil, but sometimes they're more. Like, I don't know. It's a varying effect.
okay.
It's not universal.
Right. Okay.
I think all serial killer. I think going forward, hang on. Sidebar to the sidebar. I think going forward, if you are making a movie about a genuinely like evil person like a Jeffrey Dahmer, you're not allowed to cast someone who is conventionally attractive. You have to cast like Joe Schmo off the street.
Why?
Because I think that they should be as average looking as possible to really drive home the thought and like the notion that like it could literally be anyone. You know, Jeffrey Dahmer was like a dude. Like, he was just a guy. He graduated, like, with my parents' generation a little bit. Like, fun fact, Tegan went to the high school where Jeffrey Dahmer graduated. And we used to joke that we were going to put him in our Hall of Fame because he was obviously the most famous person who went to our school. It's not funny, but we thought it was fucking hilarious. Because he was just a dude.
So does that mean that, okay, it's like if you went to Jeffrey Dahmer's high school, does that mean if you like went to like the school library and like went and grabbed old yearbooks, there were yearbooks with fucking Jeffrey Dahmer in them? That's so weird and gross and upsetting. Rocky, who's the most famous person with in your high school?
Khalid.
Oh, like the performer?
Yes.
Oh, holy shit. That's cool.
Yeah, I guess. That's fine. But he did do some shows at the school later on, so works out, I guess.
I have pulled up a list of notable alumni from my...
high school?
Yeah, from my high school. A lot of these guys look like guys who fucking, like, did okay in the NFL and then probably now own a car dealership or something.
For sure.
Drew Atchison.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cut from the Dallas Cowboys. Now a teacher in Washington, D.C.
Good for him.
Mark Linkous does not have anything to do with football. Mark Linkous was the leader of the band Sparkle Horse.
Cool.
Okay. The only one on this list of people that I recognize right offhand is Dave Dillahunt, who is a director. That's about it. That's about it. Yeah, Dave Dillahunt, guess graduated a couple years after my sister. My retractable fucking ceiling is fully closed now. That's exciting.
Yay!
Did y'all get a wireless remote for that or anything? That would be probably good.
Button under your desk. It's the other one. The just the blue button. That'll open it as though it were a skylight.
Okay.
I don't know if the glass has been fully installed yet, though.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't, right? Because unless the glass retracts.
Well, I think the glass is supposed to retract. Also, the yellow button opens the whole thing, and then the blue button should just open the top, so it turns the entire thing into like a greenhouse top sort of thing, so that the cats can have the ultimate sunbeam experience. You will, however, get very sunburned.
How the hell do I build a greenhouse? Whatever. That's not time.
Rocky, how do I build a greenhouse in Ohio? You don't. You don't get enough sun for that shit.
Yeah.
So Rocky, how's Ohio?
Ohio remains, I suppose.
Yes! God damn it. Ohio sure fucking does.
I know that I've explained this on the show before, and at this point, there's probably a chug the whole drinking game for when this happens on the show, which is where I explain how episodes get named, how we type down funny things that get said during the course of the show, and then we ultimately ballot on them at the end of the show, yada yada yada. Sometimes something just gets said, which automatically wins, and this time that thing is Ohio remains.
That might be it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're at the very top of the show. It could be something else. There's still time.
It's possible.
Yeah, there's also this belief, which I have never adhered to, that the idea is that whatever the thing is must not happen near the top of the show. The idea being that there's some percentage of the audience that, once they figure out where the title came from, will be like, oh, fuck it, and just turn it off.
I mean, people do that. I do that sometimes.
Man, I'm just trying to picture who that is.
Brad, are you telling me that you've never watched an episode of fucking 2.5 Men where this is what the episode's called and you just turn it off? Are you telling me you've never done that before in your life?
You could have actually made that sentence a lot shorter and gotten to where you need to go faster. Which if you've never watched an episode of 2.5 Men, which one I could just say, yeah, I have never watched 2.5 Men. It is not a thing I have done.
Oh, well, Brian the pure one, pure of heart and pure of soul.
I'm not claiming.
Clearly.
Oh my God, Rocky. I never tried to assert any kind of fucking moral high ground. I'm not out here, living my life as a fucking anchorite, just, sitting here being oh, yes, as long as I do not touch the impurity of fucking...
I've never been tainted by
Chuck
2.5 Men.
Chuck what? What's his name again?
Chuck Lorre. Yeah.
Chuck Lorre, I've never been tainted by Chuck Lorre. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not. I leave in service to you, oh God. No. I think as far as I got with 2.5 Men was this one time I heard the theme when I was in the fucking Firestone getting my car worked on because there was an ad for it, but like being like later on, 2.5 Men. And I heard like manly men. I'm like, what kind of fucking show is this? And then I continued to flip through it like a fucking copy of Field and Stream, because that's what you do when you're sitting in the fire stove.
I have great news. Mm-hmm. If you, like me, have never had no idea what 2.5 Men was like, you can type in 2.5 Men and it will come up. It's the first search result. And it turns out it's a sitcom.
It is a sitcom. That is correct.
I did know that, and I
thought it was one of those business dramas.
No.
Like, what's it called? The one that's like in the 40s? You know what I'm talking about.
Do you mean Mad Men?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, see, I knew you were talking about Mad Men. It's not the 40s. That doesn't matter. It's fine. But, like...
Jesus.
I love it here.
This is amazing.
This calls for a clumsy Photoshop.
Oh, man. Okay, but also, we're not a halfway remember television podcast. I think we're supposed to be doing something else.
I would like to start a halfway remembered television podcast for April Fools.
Actually, that could be fun. Actually, we just like pretend to do recaps about stuff that we maybe have seen.
That stuff that we think happened on a TV show at some point.
Hey guys, I'm pretty sure this is how it went on The Shield.
Right?
It's like, this is what Blue Bloods is like, right? Like, oh my god.
It's like, what show is David Boreanaz doing right now? I know he's got to have at least one.
It's gonna be so good.
Oh my god.
Instead, we get to talk about half-finished games this week. I would like to direct your attention to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which I haven't started yet, but will have started by the time this podcast comes out.
Okay.
Instead, I have been watching Alex play Pokemon Scarlet because I'll be playing Pokemon Violet on stream. Oh boy! Why does it look worse than Legends Arceus? I know exactly why it looks worse than Legends Arceus, because we got 2 big Pokemon games in 1 year. Holy shit. The poor Pokemon team. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, Game Freak definitely needs a break.
They essentially had 10 months to crank out another full-ass Pokemon game. And it shows. Yikes.
They need to report to the 3rd floor for a code review.
Oh my god.
I need the Pokemon Company to understand that you can't do this to your devs. You can't. Or you need like 3 times the amount of devs. Pokemon is the most successful franchise in the world. It should look like the most successful franchise in the world. It shouldn't look like what it does.
Well,
what the fuck?
Honestly, from the Pokemon Company's perspective, I think this was exactly what they were going to do.
Like, it's bad. No, not after Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus looked great.
First of all,
stunning.
Legends Arceus was like the Pokemon project that like Pokemon Company was not paying attention to. First off, and then
which is too bad because it was great. Holy fuck.
And second of all, this is going the exact way that Pokemon Sword and Shield's release went. It was buggy on release. There were a lot of weird, like, bugs that weren't actually game-breaking. It just made everything look super jank and unpolished. And they just took the $60 up front and then spent the next 2 years, like, cleaning it up on the back end. And now no one cares. And, like, I'm not convinced this isn't going to go the exact same way.
I'm also not convinced of that, but I don't think it should.
Oh, no, of course
not. Is the thing. I think if I'm paying $60 for a game, I should get a full-ass finished game. Hello, I'm talking to Pokemon Company and Game Freak, technically, and also Bethesda. If I'm paying $60 for your game, I want a fucking finished game. I can't wait to talk about this in relation to Temtem and Coromon, which both came out looking amazing. And they're much smaller teams. The fuck?
Yeah, like fucking, oh man. But yeah, like not Sword and Shield, Jesus Christ. Scarlet Violet, like, it seems like a video game, and it seems like the people that are playing it are having fun. And like, I think it's very important that like the bugs that are present are just like visual bugs that like make things look silly as opposed to things that like impede your actual gameplay.
I have questions though. Like, why are the Pokemon in the wild so small? I've seen how big a Wurmple is. Why is a Jitterbug the size of my fucking shoe? Hello? Like, they're the same size Pokemon.
Wait, are
Why
they?
is
Like,
it so small?
Have they compared like Pokedex entries?
I'm pretty sure they're the same size. Let me check. Bulbapedia.
Because I mean, like, if they're true to Pokedex entry, like, I think that's ultimately fine. Like, I agree that like it presents like a gameplay like issue, but like if they're trying to like lean towards in universe, I don't think that's something I really want to punish them for.
Not Chargebug. What am I looking for? Bug. I'm just gonna look up the bug types and I'm gonna find it that way because I know who it is. Wurmples are a foot tall. Okay. Right? 1 foot. That's 1 foot. Pretty big. That's pretty big. I'm thinking of Scatterbug. That's what its name's. Scatterbug is a foot tall. They're the same fucking height.
They're the same size but drawn.
I'm the small, tinier than my shoe. I squish him on accident. I walk in him on accident. He is so scared, I understand it entirely. He's only a foot tall. But Wurmple's a foot tall, and Wurmple came up to my fucking knees in Legends Arceus. Because that's how big a foot is on an 11-year-old or whatever. Like, hello?
Oh my god.
Why is it small?
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. Ice cream. I can't wait to start this game. I'm starting it on Tuesday. It'll be great. We're gonna have fun. I'm gonna have to stream so much to get through this game, though.
Honestly, I have very little doubt in my mind. Like, I'm not sure because I'm not in those offices, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if Game Freak / the Pokemon Company like knew that there were bugs that like they haven't patched completely yet, and then they just kind of use like the week 1, week 2 as like just a huge beta test. And because, like, it's one of the most played video games on the planet, and there's going to be hundreds, if not millions of hours of footage for them to pour through if they really want to.
I mean, there's absolutely already enough footage for them to be like, oh, that's not right.
Yeah.
And I see it all the time on TikTok and on Tumblr and on Twitch and, which include, like, the lead up to, like, exactly what the player was doing that caused the bug because they're just dicking around and they don't know any better, Like, it's ideal, but also, what the hell?
I get Nintendo fans, though, to respond to something in a way which is both weird and unhealthy. My new favorite Pokemon conspiracy is that the bugs aren't that bad, people. People are only finding bugs because they're trying to find bugs. And that they're intentionally trying to hurt the Pokemon Company.
I mean, maybe someone should, right?
You know what we call people who intentionally try to find bugs? Beta testers!
I thought we called them bug
There's
testers.
A whole career for that! Are you fucking kidding me? No,
Yes.
No one is trying to find bugs. We're just walking into the world and falling through it. Like, it's just like when Bethesda releases a game, or when Cyberpunk 2077 came out originally, and we just wandered around and fell off the map. Like, we weren't trying to do it, it just happened.
Like, thank you, T. Yes, because, like, for fucking years, people who have played the Elder Scrolls games and the Fallout games have just been used to walking into a room and being like, well, I guess all the furniture in here is vibrating.
Right.
Like, it's just a thing that...
this is a feature of Bethesda games.
Yeah, it's like, all right, that fucking broom is going to do the mambo, and I guess that's the way it is. Or like, oh.
I hope it takes out an enemy because it actually, like, the physics engine realizes it's going at gale force.
Or nothing like walking into, like, Town Square, like, it's like, oh, like, I've gotten to, like, the city which has formed in the ruins of Fenway Park in Boston. That guy is 10 feet off the ground just spinning in a full circle at 200 miles an hour. That's what he's doing.
Oh, yeah, that's in a circle.
Yep.
I would like Pokemon games to come out done. I was really... When they announced Scarlet and Violet. We were here, right? We talked about it on the show, and we went, it seems kind of close for another Pokemon game, right?
Yeah.
And yes, it's too close. This game needed to be in the oven for at least another year. Nintendo, what if instead of going with Game Freak to make the Pokemon games, instead you hired the dudes who did Temtem?
That would be kind of wild, but I don't know. I think they'd have to buy Crema outright. I don't think they'd take that contract. I mean, they could. There probably is an outrageous amount of money involved, so, yeah.
Amazing. Wow. Can't wait. I can't wait to get in this game, though. I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait to play it, because it sounds like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's still Pokemon.
I can complain about the bugs and enjoy my time. I can do both. It'll be a good time. I'm really excited to immediately have what happened when I started Breath of the Wild happen, where I walk in and go, wow, there's so much to do. I'm gonna do everything. See you later.
Tegan just disappears into a hole for a week.
Yep. I come out. I've got 100 Pokemon caught. And they're like, how do you do that? Do any of your Pokemon obey you? And I go, no, are they supposed to? And they're like, maybe you should do the gym challenge.
Just explain it to me why, when,
God, what a great time. Can't wait.
Cyberpunk looks like dog shit. People are just like, yeah, Cyberpunk looks like dog shit. Bethesda game looks like dog shit. People are like, yeah, Bethesda game looks like dog shit. Pokemon looks like historically bad, series low dog shit. And people are like, oh, this is obviously a conspiracy theory against fucking Nintendo.
I genuinely think, and this is gonna sound dumb. This is also gonna sound like a conspiracy theory, but here's my thought on that one. It's because of the power of the Nintendo seal of approval.
Okay.
That's what I think it is. The idea has been, right, that Nintendo will not release a game, a Nintendo property, without the Nintendo seal of approval. That's how it's been, historically, right?
But folks know that the Nintendo seal of approval goes on everything, which is, officially licensed to operate on the console, which means that there are historically some pretty bad goddamn video games which have...
That's true. That is true, but most people don't play every single licensed game. They'll play whatever the Nintendo mainline games are. They'll play their Pokemon, and their Samus, and their Zelda, and, that's about it, right? And so I think, and historically, those games have all been great. Not so much the last, 5 to 10 years, but, when the most of these people were playing those games for the first time, hell yeah, they were great. They ran beautifully. Now, not so much. And, I think Nintendo needs to actually, do something about it. Because, Zelda runs great, still. Looks great, runs great. Harvestella looks great, runs great. Fucking Pokemon, the most successful franchise in the history of forever, looks like dog shit. And that sucks.
I don't know. I feel like most people that, stand for Pokemon, which I think it has to be the people Brian are referring to, because I haven't really seen those tweets, but Pokemon stands tend to view Pokemon through whatever nostalgia they came from. I think one of my favorite memes about Pokemon is that when they say, oh, Red and Blue is your favorite Pokemon game, that just means that around 1991 you were about 10 years old. It was oh, you mean Gold and Silver were your favorite Pokemon games? Oh, that just means when they came out you were about 10 years old, and so on and so forth. And the further back you go into Pokemon's history, you see there's just an incredible amount of content that's in that individual Pokemon game compared to other things that are on the market. That has become increasingly less true as you approach the present day, but back then, that's definitely the way that it was. Even all the way up to, fucking Black and White or like X and Y that came out like on the DS and I think the
3DS.
And the 3DS, right? So, like, when you played those games, there was just an absolute shit ton of things to do. There was an incredible amount of polish and really fully formed ideas. And then, like, you know, like, as we've gotten closer and closer to the present day, like, Game Freak / Pokemon Company realized that they're able to get away with less. And, like, they choose to cash in more often, which requires them to turn in less polish and ultimately shoddier work. And so when people who are used to that value proposition that they've been experiencing for decades not being fulfilled, instead of looking at the company that is obviously doing that to them, they, you know, jump through hoops to convince themselves that, one, that Pokemon is still great and still trying to deliver the value that they want. Something else must be going on.
Yeah, like I think that like the explanation which I saw this week, which is most in line with like the way my own personal belief systems work, is people seem to forget that Pokemon is a capitalist proposition, and at the end of the day, they're trying to make the most money possible. And you're exactly right, Rocky. Like, they've reached a point where they realize, like, there is a less than minimal amount of work that we have to do now in order to be able to have this thing be shippable. Why not just do that, get this fucker out the door, and, like, have all the money? Like, at this point, like, Pokemon games don't need this ridiculous polish because, or even, like, adequate polish, because they're gonna sell anyway. They're gonna fucking sell anyway. So why do it? Like, why bother with the effort? It's just, it's so disappointing, but like, but it's also like par for the course. They don't need to make a great video game. Like, Pokemon does not need to prove itself to the people who are going to buy Pokemon. They can put out dog shit; they'll be just fine.
I want them to do more. I want Pokemon to be great.
I mean, I feel like Pokemon as an idea, as a concept, is great. And it's just like there's usually one of two things that needs to happen. They need to be backed into a corner and then put it in the hands of someone else that, like, really has a vision, like the same way that, like, that's Square Enix did with Yoshi P for Final Fantasy 14. Or, like, they need to, like, change the reins of management. Because I think a large chunk of it, because of like why Pokemon was so successful in the back in the day, was because there were groups of people that, like, were leading things like that. Like, fucking Iwata wanted to put Kanto and Johto in the same region in Gold Silver, which, you know, if you want to do the math, I was around 10 years old back then. But, like, that was, like, a huge programming feat. And so, like, they kind of sat around and, like, pushed until they could get this really niche idea into this video game. And I don't know, maybe there was huge competition back then. Like, monster battling was relatively new. Digimon existed. I think Dragon Quest had an iteration around at the time. So, like, that would make some sense that they wanted to get off their ass or whatever. But, like, until there's a real competitor, or until there's someone with a vision, or until, like, Pokemon Company is in trouble, I don't think any of that's really going to change. I guess it's fine. Personally, I've been taking the stance of divesting from Pokemon over the years, and I don't know if I'll never buy a Pokemon game again, but, like, I'm definitely not excited for it.
Man.
I want to be excited for Pokemon. I am still excited for Pokemon, but I'm a different kind of excited for Pokemon now.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just glad Ash is finally retiring, you know?
Yeah, Ash won a Pokemon League. He's a world champion now.
And, like, they let him do everything, which is fine. Like, you know, that's not a battle that could ever happen in a video game, which I think is what Ash is allowed. But it was very cool. And I was like, hell yeah, Ash. Hell yeah, Pikachu. Hell yeah, fucking Pikachu. I'm glad that they centered Pikachu instead of Ash, because Pikachu's really been doing the work.
Mm-hmm. Pikachu put in the time.
Mm-hmm. Pikachu did put in the time. Holy shit. He did that shit for Squad.
He did!
Oh, man. Actually, I want to talk a little bit about Temtem, if that's cool with everybody.
Yeah.
So I've been playing more Temtem. I've been playing on stream. I'm getting closer to the end of the story content. There's like there's a dojo I got to do, and then there's like a couple gauntlets, and dealing with like the end of Clan Bel Soto, and I think I'm raiding a castle at the end of it, and then like I'm into the end game, and I'm a little apprehensive about it because like everything that I've dug into about the end game feels like it's going to be a huge slog, which is a huge bummer, you know. I mean, those things can change, you know, because it very much seems like the developers like Crema is like making everything slow on the end game end to try to keep people on the treadmill, as opposed to like like having the new innovations. And there've been some things, but like they've been a little underwhelming. Like the end game economy is kind of fucked at the moment, where like sometimes it's really hard to get into. Like they want you to spend your time breeding for some time. And then, like, the things that are, like, designed to make you money are either, like, tedious or, you know, unfun. And then there's, there's Luma hunting, which still works. But to be honest, one thing that I think is smart on the end of Game Freak / Pokemon Company is that they've made shiny Pokemon more accessible. So that, like, instead of, like, 1 in, like, an 8,192 chance, like, you can get it as low to, like, 1 in 100. Which, like, doesn't sound, like, perfect or whatever, but, like, it's still a thing you gotta do, and it's, like, something you can do in a reasonable amount of time. Temtem has some tools, but, like, they're not as effective. Like, I think you can get about, like, 1 in 400, I think is the best chance you can get or something. And so I hope that changes. I hope they, like, lower their barriers once they have a better idea of how Endgame, like, comes out. Because one of the things that I think I remember talking about when 1.0 was going live was that I want Endgame to feel fleshed out. And there are a couple big updates forthcoming. In December 5th, they're going to do a big update that was supposed to be 2 updates, 1.1 and 1.2, which like revamps competitive to like make it easier to get into specifically. A bunch of quality of life stuff and like some additional like, endgame activities, which I hope play out very well. But, we'll have to see. At the moment, like, endgame in Temtem feels stingy, and a lot of people who are either no life it and like they get through it and like they're having an okay time, but a lot of people who like casually play the game, who only play like a couple hours a week, which is like I feel like is still a lot to ask from any one particular video game, but like. People who put in like that amount of time don't feel like they're being rewarded for it, which makes sense, But I'm hoping that it's more of a young economy problem than like a actual like business standpoint problem. There are some people that have alleged the latter, and they have a bit of a case. But I feel like it can go either way. In the meantime, I'm going to be paying attention.
Yeah, I hope they just were like, we put too many zeros there. Whoopsie. Mm-hmm. We didn't mean to put that many zeros. That's our bad. We coded it wrong. Please understand. There you go.
Like, because I mean, I know, like, especially like endgame economies can be kind of dangerous, especially with stuff like, with like Pokemon specifically. Mm-hmm. Like, it's different from like straight up like gear. Although I think like there should be like more tools of like progression that like don't feel painful to do. It's just like you put in some time, you hang out for a week, and here you got this cool thing at the end of it. Congratulations! Like that's a good feeling to have, and like I hope they like focus a bit more on that in particular. But like I can tell that what they're really afraid of is that someone who like let's say someone no lifes it, let's say someone like has their survival figured out, and they just like fuck off and they drop 4K a week in the game and they play it nonstop. And then suddenly they're buying all the shinies or something. Some bullshit like that. They don't want that to happen ever. To the point that they, like, make the grinds difficult and, like, everything slow and a little painful for the people who are just trying to hang out. And so, like, there definitely has to be, like, a push and pull there. That makes sense to me. I hope that, like, they find something in the medium, which is a difficult thing to do. I've definitely seen a lot of MMOs fail at that specifically. And I hope they don't go the way of just trying to, like, make it, like, an implied co-op experience and, like, a mainly solo one. Because I think there's a lot to be gained from a Pokemon MMO. I think it could be a very, very cool thing. But people need to be allowed to interact, and there do need to be safeguards to make sure that that like the game itself isn't being abused, but I acknowledge that that's a difficult thing to do, especially with a small team.
I don't have anything in front of me like sales data for Temtem. In fact, I don't know how public Temtem's developer has been with that kind of data. Like, I don't know if that's something which is publicly consumable. Do we think that Pokemon's like grasp on the monster battling market is shrinking?
Yeah, but not in a way that matters.
Fair enough.
I would argue that it's never been absolute. There have always been challengers to that, and they always fill slightly different niches. I think this is the most direct challenger that the Pokemon company will have to face. And I think it's unfortunate for them that the thing that is facing it is essentially fully complete when they just released Scarlet and Violet. I think if Temtem were a slightly bigger company, they would have things to actually worry about, if that makes sense.
I feel like we'd have a real conversation if, like, Temtem actually gets an animated show out in, like, the next 3 years. Like, I think...
that'd be sick. I'd watch that.
Right? Because that's something that, like, the team has actually talked about. And, like, there definitely been, like, animations that have been done, like, on, like, smaller scales, but, like, nothing, like, solid yet. And, I do think that, Temtem, like, was a bit more honest about their development, because I know, like, for example, I don't know how the Pokemon company would, like, convince people to buy an early access version of Pokemon, but, like, they could have. And that would have been fine, and people still would have paid the full $60, but like they would have gotten less on like day one, and they would have gotten a pop on whenever 1.0 happened. Like I think they could have done that. It would have been difficult and like strange and maybe a little awkward for them, but it could have been real, and like the market is aware and like open to those types of opportunities. But like they didn't. Instead, like because Temtem did do early access, they did early access for like 2 years. They fleshed out the story as it was going on. The world got more populated and made more salient to the people that played it until 1.0 came out. And, like, this is the campaign. And now we're going to polish the campaign when we need to, but we're focusing on endgame. And, like, Pokemon could absolutely do that, but they didn't. They said, hey, everybody, this is the new Pokemon game. It costs $60. If you want both versions, you got to pay $100, actually. We're giving you a $20 discount. You should really thank us. And then, like, they get it, and it's a fucking early access game. And it's like, oh, I didn't know that this is what we were buying. And then they could just be like, well, we did. And, like, that's the end of it. You know? Like, it's whatever, I guess. You know, like, I'm throwing these rocks because I'm not buying the game. But like
I'll throw these rocks, and I did buy the game. I bought both copies of the game, actually. I have both versions. I paid $131 and change for that.
There it is. Yeah.
Like,
see,
throw them. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, and it's just like, that's what I mean. Like, I mean, if you guys, because Pokemon, like, there's no world. You know what? I'm not going to say there's no world. In this world, the one that we all live in, if Pokemon decided one year, this is the early access Pokemon, well, we'll let you know when 1.0 is done, but if you want to get in now, it costs $60. I feel like most of the people that are at least, like, posting about Pokemon on social media would have just bought the early access Pokemon. And maybe a bunch of people would have waited a year, and that's fine. That doesn't look as good on their earnings report or whatever the fuck, but, like, it would have been more honest. It probably would still net them just about the same amount of money, if not more, but whatever, you know?
I'd be willing to argue that it would look better on an earnings report, because then you have that many people who you know are already invested in the future of this franchise, you know, and of this game in particular.
Plus, Game Freak would have the time to work on the stuff that they want to work on.
Yeah!
I'm trying to picture a world.
In a world
where Nintendo would ever let early access happen with anything that they co-publish. And oh, Nelly, like,
that'd be a fight.
I'm just trying to picture like something like that. Like, what kind of fucking ridiculous, like a little picture of like Mario wearing a hard hat on the back of the box or something like.
It's a hard hat holiday. Respectfully.
That'd be cute.
Just
You get some like cool in-game merch every time you do an update from like the version that you had originally gotten. So like if you get the early access, you get a special piece of armor, and then if you get like the second level early access, you get like it changes color or whatever, and that way other players know exactly when you invested in the new Nintendo game. Like I could see that 100% working.
Oh no.
Like for a Japanese audience.
I mean, 14, the people still have the alpha tattoo. They're not taking it off.
Oh no. Oh no.
What? I got that special t-shirt for getting the SD stuff for Zelda. I like my t-shirt. You know?
Teagues, how's Harvestella going?
Oh god, it's so good.
Okay.
Oh, Harvestella's so good. So, I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I did the dungeons in the wrong order.
Yeah, sure. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Let me tell you why I did the dungeons in the wrong order.
Mm-hmm.
There's no good way to look around the overworld map, and so I didn't realize that there was a town on the other side of a place on the overworld map. Okay, so Harvestella is Final Fantasy game, right? Mm-hmm. There's you live in a town called Leith. It's outside of the Autumn Sea Slate. That's what it's called, a sea slate. Like SEAS.
Okay.
I don't know. There are 3 other sea slites in the area. There's the spring one, the summer one, and the winter one. Ooh. They told me that the summer sea slite is south, the spring sea slite is east, and the winter sea slite is west. So I was like, all right, I see the town. The road directly from this town goes south, so I'm gonna go there first, and that means I'll do the summer sea slite first. So now I'm level 37, and I figured out that actually if I go through the like opening field area that they introduced me to when they were starting the combat tutorials, that's where the town where the spring sea slide is. And so I'm level 40, and everything in this spring sea slide area is level 10. So I am just fucking around, as they say. I do have a concern, though, about the way these companion stories are going.
Okay.
I don't know if it's, like, a concern, but it is a thought. So, last week I told you about Emo, the pretty dancing sea girl.
Right. She's all in bright colors.
Yeah, she says meep, because an asshole stole her, like, stone that lets her auto-translate languages and stuff. So I went going through the summer sea slate dungeon, which is the coral begins with an S. It's like a temple sort of thing. I forget the word. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
Okay.
So going through that, there were these like bubbles. And it turns out that all of Emo's, all the other sirens, so Emo is a siren, and all the other sirens, had to die to stop the ocean from murdering people, I think.
Okay.
And Emo's mother turned into a giant evil siren to sing the Siren's Nocturne to pacify the ocean so it would stop murdering people. And the only way to fix this is to kill Emo's mother. And so then Emo will be the only siren left. That's very sad.
Jesus.
Poor Emo. Very sad. Yeah, right? And meanwhile, Hein, who's the totally not... he is totally not Hal from Howl's Moving Castle. I will show him to you. He's also a companion I picked up in this area. He is the guy who invented the submarine so that I can go to the Coral Shore thing and investigate stuff. And now he's part of my party too. Yay! He hasn't said anything sad yet. So that's great. Then I go over to the Spring Sea Slate, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna go see what these guys are like. And I met the next two characters, the first two characters I was supposed to get, but now they're the next two characters. Aesol and Istina. The English voices are terrible. I switched to Japanese. The English voices are very bad. Just like unlistenable, frankly. It's weird. That Aesol is a good, he's a little night boy. He's a Sky Lancer. That's his class. And he's your little sunshine, who's doing good, protecting the town.
Okay.
And Istina is a rumored shadow assassin who came here after murdering a bunch of people to start over with a new life, and she's the teacher at the orphanage. And it's great. So there have been in the Spring Sea Slate area, the town is called Nemea, and in Nemea, young girls are going missing, but only like young adult women. They specify, like, not kids, young adult women are going missing. These monsters are coming from the Spring Sea Slate, and they're like kidnapping them, and nobody knows why. And Aesol's friend gets kidnapped, and so you're like, well, I've seen enough anime to know where this is going. You're gonna charge in and go save her, so we're gonna come with you. And it turns out that an entire city was isekai.
Okay.
Into the Spring Sea Slate. And it's the future town sort of situation that Arya is from. So there's like big fancy computers and like pods that people were created in or whatever. And it turns out that Aesol's friend is actually a robot. Turns out. And she's actually part of a computer program that is supposed to run giant machines to defend countries. And these machines are called dragons, and they look not like Final Fantasy dragons, not like real dragons.
Okay.
They're like spaceshipy, and like they have mouths at the front, and like, you know, biblically accurate flaming wheels around them. As you do. So you finally get to the end of the like dungeon area, and she's like, so I have to become part of this giant evil murder dragon machine, and then I need you to kill me. And you're like, why would I do that? Why don't we just leave? And then you don't have to worry about it. And she's like, no, I simply will not leave. I will become part of the giant dragon murder machine, and you will have to kill me. And you're just like, okay, I guess. And then you do it. But naturally,
right,
Aesol has to deliver like the killing blow, and so like this girl who had amnesia, who he's been taking care of for like years or months, it's unclear. And he cares about very deeply. Like, he has to be the one who does the killing blow. And then when he does the killing blow, the dragon robot monster thing explodes into 1,000 cherry blossoms. And the thing ends like this. Oh my god, it's so funny. Aesol's like looking so seriously and like having this telepathic conversation with like the spirit of the girl who is swirling around, I guess, in these cherry blossom petals. And like coming to terms with everything, and then like you just leave.
All right.
But this is the second childhood friend family member thing we have to murder in order to progress the story. And so I'm very nervous to get to the winter sea slate and see what's going on. I do still have to finish the summer sea slate, because the Emo's mom keeps kicking my ass, and my medical bills are up to, like, almost $1,000 every time I faint. So, not great. But yeah, so now, Aesel's in my party, and, Istina is in my party, like, full-time. I can just pick them whenever. I also, when you get a new party member, you automatically get access to their class. So I can level up their classes, and then, like, I'll hit a wall, and I have to, like, do each character's, like, event stuff and, like, progress our relationship in order to unlock, like, further levels in each class. So that'll be fun. Looking forward to that. In the meantime, I did get my first chicken, which is called a kerfuffle, and it's round with a squirrel tail. And I like it a lot. And its name is Pepper, and it's very cute, and it wants to be my friend and eat lots of seed. But otherwise, like, not having to clear your farm at the end of each season to prepare for the next season. Like, in Harvest Moon, when all your crops die at the end of the season, you have to, like, clear them out manually with a sickle. And in this game, everything just dies during quietus, and then your fields are just reset. And that's it. You have to replow them, and you're done. Which is nice. Yeah. In order to get upgraded farm stuff, though, I do have to rescue each of these fairies from the different sea slights. And technically, I've rescued the spring fairy, but I haven't met her yet. So that'll be fun. And then she'll give me, like, jobs in the little fairy book that the fire fairy gave me. And as I complete the jobs, I'll get better at farming. But, like, the farming is supposed to be secondary to, like, the rest of the stuff. But I don't know, it feels pretty Harvest Moony, just, like, less relationship building, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Also, I found out that Cress, the doctor, the sexy doctor, her parents died to quietus, and so she's trying to find a cure for quietus, which is the thing that happens on the day in between the seasons that kills all your plants.
Right.
So I'm not sure how that's going to work exactly.
I mean, what if she screams eye into the heart of the world?
Oh, we have to find the heart of the world first, and in order to do that, I think I have to cleanse all the sea slights and then stop the robot alien invaders. God damn it. This game is peak Squeenix. It's very good. I'm enjoying myself a lot.
That's cool.
I don't think anything will top this. And it runs beautifully on the Switch. It runs so nicely. And the combat is smooth. And, like, I'm not getting any, like, no, like, glitching, no drop frames, no nothing. It's just easy. You know? But the English voice acting it leaves a lot to be desired. I don't know why they made Aesel and Istina British, but they did, and I didn't like their voices enough to completely change it back into Japanese. They sound like adults. Like, they don't look like adults, but they sound like adults, you know? In the English. In the Japanese, they sound like college students, maybe. You know, like young adults. Not like 40-year-olds, you know? But in the English, they sound like 40-year-old British people. And I don't know why. It just feels like a weird choice. But yeah, I'm looking forward to beating the rest of them. And meeting all the characters. And romancing all of them, maybe. Maybe all of them.
I mean, get it to you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know how that's gonna work, because Arya lives in my house. And it seems like just regularly progressing the story increases her, like, affection for you. But everyone else, you have to, like, specifically do things for, if that makes sense. So
yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
It's like a placeholder romantic interest.
Yeah, it's like, even if you don't actively romance anybody, Arya will eventually fall for you. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to make them not like you, so... Other than not do their stuff, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, alright.
It's good. I would recommend. It's fun. I'm enjoying myself quite a bit.
Well, hell yeah. So I've been getting back into some other stuff now that I'm not playing League at the end of work every day.
You're not?
No.
Is it because the season's over?
I'm pretty sure it's because the season's over. I don't actually remember when the season ended, but Worlds ended, and I'm like, it's been like a month since that, so I think we're done.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So like I might get back into it for preseason, but who knows? But I've been playing Monster Hunter Sunbreak, which is what I would have been playing if I wasn't on this League of Legends kick. And I like Sunbreak. I like it a lot. I think it's a very good expansion. I think the like dual like wire bug moves were like a good way to like diversify the gameplay loop, the way that like Clutch Claw did for like Monster Hunter World. I like the anomaly stuff. I like the new skills. And I haven't been paying a lot of attention to it, but I have been seeing the free title updates show up. And there's a new one that's due before this episode comes out, which is Title Update 3, which gives us 3 new monsters, a bunch of QOL, and the ability to like control like anomaly investigations, and like they scale like really high up. Like you can basically control like you'll be able to control like the rewards from them, and so like they can become a lot more difficult, which just basically allows you to like control like the damage sliders and health sliders essentially. And like it goes up to like level like 200, which sounds like egregious, but like I want to see what that's like. And they're adding new monsters that kind of like sort of continue the lore of what's been going on. There's one that's like old, which is Chaos Gore Magala, because there's 2 monsters, Gore Magala, and like it's like mature form, which is called Shigaru Magala or Shaggy. And there's a type of Gore Magala that you've been able to fight historically called Chaos Gore Magala, which seems kind of like it started to like turn into the Shigaru form, but like it kind of got like, you know, arrested at some point. So like it has like bits of like the golden like peeking out from like the deep purple, and it has like a different moveset and a couple different powers, and that's cool. And then there are 2 Elder Dragons, which have been here since basically the beginning, Teostra and Kushla Daora, that were like infected with like the big bad monster in this game. But instead of like turning and becoming like hosted by like that creature, they like rise above it because they're Elder Dragons, I guess. And so there's Risen Kushla Daora and Risen Teostra, which I've seen their moveset in like the title update, and they look fucking mean. And I'm excited to see how I shape up against them. I can't wait to play with all the new skills. So I'm digging my way through Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and it's cool. I'm having a great time.
Honestly, it sounds like a good time. Goodness.
I got a lot of blades to make. I want to get back into Gunlance. Ooh, they're also expanding Gunlance, because like Gunlance like felt a bit weak coming into Sunbreak. Like a bunch of the weapons got like all these new tools or whatever, and like Gunlance technically got new tools, but they didn't seem like meta or interesting or powerful. But what they announced in between Title Update 2 and 3 is that like your shelling rank is going to get higher, so you can get all the way to like rank 9, which are just like essentially damage sliders. Like you just have more damage that you can get out of these like gun lances now, but like that seems to be where the buff is. Like it's just like this is what makes them competitive again. You got to get back up to like shelling level like 8 and 9, which weren't present before then. So that's also cool. I want to see the new powerful gun lance tech.
That kind of makes more sense.
because it was definitely a huge disappointment. Like a lot of people, like they saw like because they do like the promo videos where like this is the new stuff coming to Longsword, the new stuff coming to Greatsword, new stuff coming to Bowgun and whatever, and then like Gunlands came out and everyone was just like, oh, this seems like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it just turns out, oh, it's because you're getting increased damage numbers, but like those lances weren't available yet because they're coming for the title update, which like makes sense. I still think it's a little shitty, but it makes sense.
Well, I'm excited for you.
I've also been playing more Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia because I've been going to sleep with my 3DS a bit more.
Yeah? That's
yeah.
the one
so,
with
like,
the girl and the guy on the like ginger girl in the white armor and the blue or green haired guy in the blue armor, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Hey, I remember a Fire Emblem.
I like Shadows of Valentia. I think it's incredibly ambitious for a 3DS game, especially a 3DS Fire Emblem, because it's not just like map after map after map, and it's not just story after story. Like you kind of get to like roam like a like large scale like Super Mario World style map, and then like you can pop into villages and talk to various people, and like take on quests that way. And, like, everything is voice acted. Like, literally, like, every no-name villager has a voice actor that like, talks to you through the 3DS.
Oh. That's real ambitious. What?
Yeah, and, like, there's, like, a mixture of, like, like, overworld traversal, like, map-based fighting, but also, like, dungeon crawling with it as well. And, like, basically, like, you kind of roam through, like, a 3D, like dungeon crawling session like Skies of Arcadia or fucking like Tales of Arise, but like every time you get into the random battle it's just like a tiny map with like a couple of enemies, so like
so it's more manageable on like the DS, but like the scale still feels grand,
right? Like so there's like a lot of stuff going on with this, and like there was a lot of DLC that came out with it, which is also one of the reasons I wanted to pick it up before eShop goes out, which is going to happen at the end of March of next year. It's definitely like a very premium like 3DS game. Like if you get all the DLC, it's like comes out to like a $90 purchase, something like that. And I didn't get all of it yet. I think there's like a couple like post game like things that I haven't purchased yet because I haven't gone through the main story. I haven't decided if they're necessary. But I've been like kind of walking through that, and it's very good. I'm not sure if it was like urgent enough for me to play whenever it came out, which I can't remember the year at this point. It might actually predate this podcast, but I do like it, and I'm looking forward to spending more of my nights with it.
Remember that time that I brought up this video game on this podcast, and I said, I'm pretty curious about what's going on with Fire Emblem's Shadows of Valentia. And I guess Rocky decided I was being disingenuous or something.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, all right.
I think about it every time I talk about it on this show.
Okay, and your response was to shout, "Fuck you, Brian," when I said that.
Yeah, I do remember that too.
All right. This is just me reading back the court record on this.
Noted. The records shall reflect.
Oh my goodness.
Rocky knows that was a bad move. It's fine.
Yeah, I apologized for it, which is a thing that I don't do often on this show.
Jeez.
Brian, have you tried this knuckle sandwich demo
I
yet?
have not. I saw the thing that you said on the Discord about that. I spent a lot more time on Discord recently.
For sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Really? What sorts of things are you spending time on Discord doing?
Oh, Tegan's trying to plug Anime Sunday.
I am trying to plug Anime Sunday.
And I actually picked up on it. Good for me.
Yay! Collaborative!
Yeah, so there's a thing that you can do with Impossible Coin now. We have a Discord. And it's a whole space. It's a whole vibe. And you can hang out with us there. And we gather on Sunday afternoons. And we watch the anime. We watched these.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
we do other stuff sometimes, but mostly that's what we're testing the waters with.
Yep. There will be like there will be other things will be added as like recurring events on our Discord.
We may have a whole calendar.
Yeah, like I know that our biggest patron, I guess I want to say like the diamond gem of our patrons, if you will. The Burt Reynolds of our patrons. Has said that he would have, I guess, interest in participating in like should I run a recurring Star Trek day. So I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
Exciting.
Yeah. No, it's been an opportunity to like, I guess, like spend more time with our listeners and with our viewers, and discovering really that these are two different fucking communities. Like that's a whole vibe.
But they're here to hang out with us.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, it's neat. It is in fact neat. Yeah.
So can I tell you guys about this demo?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell us about the demo. I was gonna wait to see what else Brown was gonna say about the Patreon.
No.
The
Knuckle
stuff
sandwich.
first, but
Knuckle sandwich.
So Knuckle Sandwich is this Andy Brophy game that is being developed, and the concept is that it's a sort of slice of life RPG, but like every battle is like filled with mini games. So like it goes beyond the idea of like action commands and whatnot. Like it's just like there's a straight up mini game when you're trying to attack, when you're dodging attacks, shit like that.
So it's like
right?
a WarioWare, but also a slice of life?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Interesting.
And so the beginning of the game, you start out meeting this weird vampire-looking ass dude, whose name is never what he says it is. I don't trust him. He introduces himself as like player or bus driver, and like that's fucking fake, right? But through a series of events, you arrive in this new town, and they want you to go to this job center. You go to the job center, and like when you get there, it mysteriously is your turn to be seen, even though your number is not anywhere near the number that is currently on the board when you walk in. Whenever you try to talk to, you can talk to people that have like faces and whatnot, and they'll talk to you like people like, oh, I'm moving to this new place, so I've turned away from a life of crime. But like, there are several dozens, if not hundreds, of like weird faceless people that kind of just speak in weird screeches with like, unintelligible dialogue.
Oh, that's totally normal.
Yeah, right.
I see that at every job center I go to.
But when you go to the job center, right, and it's your turn, they have a little mini game for you to try to fill in some stuff, and like they because it's on PC, they actually have you basically move like the mouse keyboard or like your control stick. It has controller support already with buttons and everything. It's beautiful. And like it's just like, oh, so what are your greatest skills? And it just lets you like scribble for like a second, and then like it cuts you off. And then there's like a second one is like, what would you say is your greatest weakness? And then like you can scribble for a second, and then the third one's like, do you like video games? And then it auto writes no in cursive and lowercase. Like, because the game will just do shit like that. And then you're led onto a game show where you're going to pick your new job. There's apparently 4 jobs that are available to you, and you spin a wheel like you're on Wheel of Fortune or some shit, and then you go into your first job, which is like dancer, and you play like a dancer mini game that uses sort of like Dance Dance Revolution inputs, except instead of coming from bottom to top, they come from everywhere.
Oh.
And they like increasingly like add more directions for you to press. Like at first it's just like left, right, and then it's left, right, up, down, and then they add diagonals, and like it's the mini games. These mini games, at least at this particular point, are designed for you to fail, but like to like increasingly like make you uncomfortable and unsettle you, which is kind of neat. You can win them because like I know I won like 2 out of the 3 that they gave me, because it was like dancer and then there was Space Cleaner, which I won, which was like kind of like a mini Galaga session. But then after I won the game, it turns out I got fired from the arcade that I was working at because I was downstairs playing video games, which, fair. Understood. And then, like, they offered me game designer, but they said, wait, no, not that. And then they gave me exterminator, but I'm working for a guy who doesn't want to kill bugs, but instead wants to capture them all and then, like, take them onto this island to keep them safe because he's the #1 bug fan, which is also weird. But you get fired from that job, too, because I think you end up having to kill a bee or something. And then, after all of that, you get kicked out because you don't get a job. You come across a flyer for, like, a restaurant that's hiring. And so, like, you do a little cooking mama thing for, like, a guy who's a terrible boss, like a horrible human being. But you work for him for a little bit. And then he tells you to go take out the trash. And then there's a guy that attacks you with a knife. And then you fight that guy, but you kill him. He dies. Like, blood splatters and everything on, like, once you get him down to 0 health or whatever.
Okay.
And then, like, your boss is like, hey, well, there's nothing you could do. Just bring him inside. And then they cook the guy and turn him into burgers.
What?
And then, yeah, the guy's like, oh, I really shouldn't do this. And then he eats it. And he's like, oh, this is amazing. This feeling. It's like, we have to recreate this. Like, maybe we can start serving hamburgers. Or maybe we can make the first thorough, and then they put the title on the screen, Knuckle Sandwich. And then, allegedly, that's the end of the demo, apparently.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but, like, if you reopen the game, you get another cutscene where, like, you meet the vampire guy again, and he tells you to meet him at this place with, like, I think it's, like, Colorful Dwarf Tower or something, which is something that's going to be in the real game, I assume. And then the game closes again, but if you open it a third time, then the game kind of lets you walk around in, like, a sort of underground, like, basement space, where you can meet some of the characters that will be in the real game, allegedly, and also play around with the battle system and, like, gain access to abilities that you just couldn't get to in the demo. Mm-hmm. It's very cool. And, like, I think Brophy is interested in giving me the things that I like in video games. The sprite work is excellent. Like, Tegan, if you watch this, you would marvel at the walk cycles of some of these characters in this goofy-ass pixelated video game. There's a lot of love in it. It's truly wonderful. I'm very excited for it to come out in 2023, I hope, along with a couple of other things that I'm interested in. But Knuckle Sandwich, turns out it's carrying its weight. It's doing the business.
That's kind of exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, I think you should check out that video game.
Oh, yeah. No, Brian's going to love Knuckle Sandwich.
Yeah. I'll try.
It sounds like it's your favorite kind of nonsense.
No, it really does sound pretty on brand for me. You know what else is on brand? Hearthstone bullshit.
Hearthstone bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love some Hearthstone bullshit. What's wrong now?
Oh no, not so much what's wrong. It's just that this bringing back the last Lich King expansion for 1 month before we get the next Lich King expansion has really thrown the meta into chaos, and I have enjoyed chaos meta very, very much. Like, whenever the meta is not just, like, 3 aggro decks, I'm happy.
Sure.
So, like, there's a lot of weirdness on ladder right now. Like, I enjoy queuing into a game and being like, I have no idea what you're going to do and who you are. Like, just, because we had definitely reached a point prior to them doing this where, like, we were comfortably into, like, that aggro cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And the expansion, which is launching on December the 5th, is doing a whole bunch of stuff to the game, which is going to, like, keep it very spicy. Like, the introduction of a whole new class, and having that class, like, have, like, pretty complicated non-linear deck building, but with a really high potential roof. It has definitely got me interested. But some goofiness that I'm enjoying right now because it's possible is just like this. The expanded possibilities of Freeze Shaman. I know that I've talked about that before, but the thing that I'm currently goofing on is there's a card that you can put in your decks right now that if it's in your deck, you start with 40 health, not 30 health.
Ooh, okay.
But the card has a downside. If you put this card in your deck, you have to start with 40 cards, not 30 cards.
How is that a downside?
Hi, Tegan. I'm here to explain why that's a downside.
Yay!
Okay, so in Hearthstone, you can only have 2 of any given kind of card in your deck, except for legendary cards, of which you can only have 1 of in your deck. Mm-hmm. So, if you have to have 40 cards in your deck, and you have a maximum count of 2 of each type of card in your deck, how much longer is it going to take you to draw into the stuff that you need?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have identified the problem.
Okay.
A lot longer.
Yes. So, which means, like, having to, like, find tools to, like, I guess, like, stay healthy and stay active, like, while you're getting your tools together.
Right, or, like, speed up your draw time or whatever.
Right. So, like, cards that heal, cards that draw, that kind of thing.
But you can only have 2 of each card type?
2 of each individual card, yeah. And then, except for the legendaries, of which you can only have 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I've decided that, well, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to run an archetype which is normally not viable in the meta, but is right now because of all the chaos, which is Thief Priest. What does Thief Priest do? Thief Priest copies things from your opponent's deck and your opponent's hand. And so, like, it has traditionally in Hearthstone been called the milkshake deck, as in I drink your milkshake. And so I've been running around, like, copying tons and tons of my opponent's cards. And then there is a current minion available to Priest, where when you play it, it reduces the cost of any card copied from your opponent by 2. So there's an even bigger bullshit which is possible. So what I do is I copy a whole bunch of stuff from my opponent, right? And then I play out a card called Brand Bronzebeard, who is a legendary minion who repeats any battle cry twice, right? And so then I play that card, which reduces the cost of cards copied from your opponent by 2. And what does this do? It means that I now have a whole bunch of cheap stuff in my hand. And because of this weird time in Hearthstone right now, where, like, the last Lich King expansion is legal for a month, it means that I can then play the Priest Lich King hero card, whose hero power is to do 2 damage, but it also has other flavor text on the hero part, the hero power. Every time you play an additional card, refresh your hero power, meaning you can use it again. So now I have a whole bunch of cheap or even free cards in my hand, which means I can just sit there pounding my hero power over and over again while playing out a whole bunch of cheap minions. And it has been a good time. A particular expression of this good time that happened very recently was a card that I copied from my opponent who was playing Mage is a card called Wildfire, and the power on Wildfire, or what the text for the Wildfire card reads, and this is again a Mage specific spell. It says, increase the damage of your hero power by 1. But it was in my hand, which it works for me, and so it increased the power of my horrible Priest damage hero power by 1. So I was doing 3 damage per turn, and 3 damage per use, and able to refresh upon each card play.
Sounds like fun.
Yep, it's been real goofy. Like the latter has been silly season. I have seen Murloc decks, pirate decks, the whole bit. A whole bunch of like enraged warriors, people who are like deliberately trying to damage their own minions. Crazy goofy stuff. Crazy goofy stuff. This morning before we started the podcast, I saw Hero Power Paladin where they managed to get the individual dudes being generated by their hero power up to 9/9, and the base value of those dudes generated by the hero power is 1/1. Yeah, so like
that's pretty big.
Yep. So like lots of chaos on the ladder, lots of chaos on the ladder. But I guess this is chaos which will be unavailable to the people of China after January 23rd.
Oh, all right.
Can't be helped.
Yeah. So like that's that's a whole thing. Have y'all heard about this? God, I sound like Jay Leno. Have you heard about this? Apparently, Blizzard and NetEase did not renew their service agreement, which means that support for every Blizzard game is going to end on January 23rd, except for Diablo Immortal, because that was part of a different agreement.
Amazing.
Yeah, so like World of Warcraft, Overwatch, StarCraft, like Hearthstone will just be unsupported as of January 23rd. So even better, more than one of these games have like major expansions which are scheduled to launch before January 23rd. Overwatch Season 2 is scheduled to start before January 23rd. The next Hearthstone expansion is scheduled to start before January 23rd. There's a World of Warcraft expansion scheduled to launch before January 23rd. And Blizzard says that every one of those is going to launch as scheduled in the Chinese marketplace. And that folks will continue to be able to play these games in China, just there will not be any China support for these games. So, if anything breaks in the Chinese marketplace on these games, then it's just not going to get fixed. But they're going to let people spend their fucking money in that marketplace. You can buy packs for the new Hearthstone expansion. You could buy that Overwatch 2 season pass. You could do all that. It just, if anything breaks, sorry, pal, better luck next time.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it sounds like something Activision Blizzard would do.
I mean, actively selling a product to a market that they know that they will be unable to support?
I guess unable seems like a strong word here. I agree that like they would likely need the agreement, but I know that there are other ways that they could do that. They could route the support elsewhere. They could just like put it on someone else's plate. But as far as I know, there hasn't been any news of that at all. But like they're chill, just cashing out and just watching what happens.
Yeah, it's real gross. Like, and I know that there has been conversation around like, well, who in the Chinese marketplace is large enough to handle the work if it's not going to be NetEase? And there is only one publisher in China of comparable size to NetEase. Rocky, say their name. You know their name.
Oh, you mean Tencent?
That's the one. And things are finally warming up in China. Like, to take you back in time on this show, about a year and a half ago, China stopped granting publishing licenses for new video games in China. And after a year and a half of dickering between the Chinese government and Tencent and NetEase, China finally started granting them new video game publishing licenses. So Tencent and NetEase are now like publishing games again in that space. and like there's been some like weird like finger pointing going around this whole Activision Blizzard NetEase thing, because like NetEase was in a place where like their revenue was depressed because they couldn't publish new games, and so all of their revenue was coming in from like ongoing support and expansions for games that they'd already published. And so like Activision Blizzard is using proxies to say NetEase was trying to squeeze them harder because of their revenue concerns, and NetEase was trying to pass the blame back to Activision Blizzard through back channels, saying that like Activision Blizzard was trying to put the screws to them because they were aware of like NetEase's situation, thinking that like they could like make NetEase take whatever they were going to offer and like it. Is it weird to say that this all just like reminds me of the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet thing? Because at the end of the day, this is all just like, yeah, I guess like pass the pain along to the customer kind of situation. Because this is not like thus far, this is not impacting like say headcount at NetEase. Like NetEase isn't firing people because of the end of this relationship with Activision Blizzard, and like there's a lot of like talk that like the likely person that or the likely company that Activision Blizzard will end up dealing with again is NetEase, that they'll just have to return to the table with them now that they know that like NetEase is like serious in the negotiations, especially since they have to maintain the ongoing relationship with them anyway because of Diablo Immortal, because that contract is still active. I don't know, like it's been a while since we've like talked about like Chinese market implications on this show, but any thoughts on the Activision Blizzard situation in China?
I don't enough to know like who would really be affected and who are the major players there at this point. Like, I mean, I'm sure that like people in China will be upset when something goes wrong with Hearthstone and they don't know who to call about it, or like if it goes to a dead phone number or what have you. Like, I get that part, but like outside of that, I don't know enough about Activision Blizzard's operations in China to say like, oh, like, yeah, I don't know why they're ignoring this, or I don't know why they aren't doing XYZ. I don't have that information. I don't know what it is. But like on the face, because they haven't said much else about it, or actually, I don't even think this was initially publicized by Activision Blizzard. I think it was just like discovered by someone poring over the documents. Yep. That like they haven't like refuted any of it, and so it doesn't look like there is any sort of substitute in place. But again, I feel like China's like information is very much like locked within it, outside of people who like can are fluent in Mandarin, which I'm not yet, and those who are constantly in contact to like really identify the moving pieces here.
Man, it's definitely one that I will try and like reserve some horsepower for observing, because we have talked about like the size of the Chinese marketplace on this show, and how it's interesting because there is such a large customer base there, but like the Chinese government is like spooked by the amount of time that kids spend playing games, and anything that a lot of what drives the profit model now for global developers is shit that bothers the Chinese government. Like they like the whole like addictive model, games as a service thing is not something that they're real wild about. They're like, yeah, these games are designed to like have people play them forever, and they're inherently addictive. And well, I mean, they're not wrong. When people design games with like being like, hey, let's turn this into a Skinner box, which only rewards like dozens and dozens and dozens of hours of play each week and money, it kind of like removes the idea of like somebody who casually plays the game or is a casual consumer. God, I hate that word. I hate consumer. Like we were, just earlier this episode talking about like a video game where the experience of people who only played a few hours a week was like vastly different from somebody who was, I think you called it no-lifing it, Rocky?
I did.
Yeah. Because like it seems to be that the rule now in games as a service is that unless your customers are logging in every day for multiple hours a day, then you have not succeeded. And understandably, governments are becoming more wary of that. Man. Where is the publisher who's going to try and take that growing trepidation around games as a service and leverage that into like an increased position of market trust? Like kind of like when when Lucky Strike rolled out "It's Toasted" as their slogan to somehow like imply that their cigarettes were less dangerous. Like Lucky Strike, it's toasted. Like where's the "It's Toasted" of video games?
I mean, it used to be EA Sports, but
God, did you all see the first thing that FIFA has done now that the relationship with EA is over?
Yeah, it's in the news thing.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should scroll down. Pretend that was a segue and that I'm not stupid.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I would, but like Tegan hasn't talked about Phoenix Rising. I want to hear her thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. Alex and I decided. So Phoenix Rising came on to Xbox Game Pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, all right, let's see if it was just a Nintendo problem or if it's like the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out it's partly a Nintendo problem, but it is mostly the whole game.
Oof. Okay.
It's not great. You still, like, the button mapping options still aren't, like, true, if that makes sense. Like, they aren't fully correct. Because, like, if you can only map the buttons for your regular stuff, you can't, like, then also map the buttons to, like, if you're using a mount or if you're using, like, a different kind of weapon. That gets screwed up. So Alex had mapped one of his buttons to the same button that was summon your mount. And then the game thought he was continuously attempting to summon his mount instead of actually like attacking or blocking or whatever.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. Not great. Not great. But like that's the most, I want to say one of the most egregious issues, but like it's all little quality of life stuff that just like digs into the overall experience. If that makes sense. So still, Phoenix Rising still not a great game, but playable now.
Well, at least there's that.
Slogan of the year.
Uh-huh. Not a great game, but playable. God. It'll be fine. Like, we're gonna finish it this time at least. I think that's the plan.
Okay.
But I'm not probably gonna give it like any kind of stellar glowing recommendation or whatever. It's fine, I guess.
Also slogan of the year.
Yeah. Okay, now we can talk about FIFA.
Oh, yeah. So FIFA recently retracted their license from EA Sports. They decided that EA wasn't sufficiently representing the FIFA brand in the way that they wanted, and so they were no longer giving that to FIFA football. I don't know if they changed the name yet. Have they changed the name, Brian?
I think so. You mean the name for the new FIFA product or the name for the EA product?
The name for the EA product.
Okay. Let's see here. What are they calling it? I'm sorry. Rocky, continue. Otherwise, we'll have like oceans of silence. And I'm on it. I'm on it.
Alrighty.
It may be still called FIFA. In any event, FIFA, the company, not the game, has partnered with new creators in the video game space. There are 4 companies. Let me see if I have them here. There we go. Upland Me, Matchday, Figdol, and Altered State Machine. And what they all have in common is that they are all making video games using blockchain technology.
Gross.
Yeah, so, adjacent gambling wasn't the future of FIFA, but it turns out that blockchain technology is. Their new video game partners aren't really in the business of sports simulation at the moment, but the organization, FIFA, has promised to launch its own soccer simulation game by 2024. Altered State Machine, however, has made a video game called AI League, FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 edition, which is a 4v4 casual soccer game played by AI-controlled characters. And Altered State Machine positions their games as things that allow players to own the artificial intelligences that are tied to NFTs. And they've already used this technology in 2 sports-adjacent titles, which is IFA and Muhammad Ali, The Next Legends. So not only is FIFA no longer supporting EA in sports simulation, which, distances themselves from possible gambling in the loot boxes and whatnot that EA has been peddling, but they are now going all in on blockchain technology about video games where you kind of don't even get to play. Like I think these are different from idle games specifically, even though they may be marketed as such at some point. But it is a little odd that they've made this choice.
Yeah, that seems like a weird decision to me.
Mm-hmm.
Take my sports game and then take all of the strategy and all of the sports out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because EA Sports is no longer in the game, so...
Yeah, right. Got him.
Yeah. I have the answer for you.
Mm-hmm.
So FIFA 23, the most recent one, the one that just came out,
right,
is the last game in the partnership between EA and FIFA.
Okay.
So next year will be the first post-FIFA game for EA, which will be their new series, EA Sports Football Club.
All right. Yeah, that works, I guess.
I mean, that makes sense.
Also, let me correct myself here. It turns out that FIFA, the organization, isn't actually completely distancing themselves from gambling, because it turns out that Matchday has created a blockchain-anchored social prediction app that uses digital trading cards to let players predict the outcome of matches. Which, it's kind of like gambling.
What? Run that one by me again.
Sure.
They're doing what to what?
Matchday, which is one of the companies that FIFA has engaged to make their new soccer game, has created something called a social prediction act. And it is anchored by a blockchain. It relies on blockchain technology that uses digital trading cards, right? Mm-hmm. And using digital trading cards, players are have the opportunity to predict the outcome of matches for some sort of reward.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're telling me, let me make sure I am understanding this correctly. I get to use the equivalent of Steam cards that I get for playing a game to attempt to predict the outcome of an actual match.
Or maybe, actually, yeah, in real matches, yeah, at least in the current state of Matchday's app, yes. FIFA's chief business officer, Romy Guy, is hugely excited by these new developments.
Of course he is. He's stupid. Continue.
He's all in on Web3, And he explained that the organization is now able to target, quote, digitally native, end quote, soccer fans in spaces they are already active in. Whatever that means. I don't know if I call myself digitally native, but, like, I've definitely been using the internet all my life. I wouldn't say that about myself. That's all I'm saying.
I hate this.
Oh, yeah, it sucks. Oh, speaking of things that suck, I'm going to start with it's going to go up and then it's going to come back down. I hope that's cool.
Oh, okay. All right. I appreciate the heads up.
Yeah. So, you guys remember Nintendo Power, right?
I do, yeah.
So Nintendo Power, beloved publication, by a different iteration of Nintendo, has been largely lost to time. However, there are people who have been like scanning and trying to preserve that history. One of which is a website called Retromags. It's a community-run project dedicated to archiving classic video game magazines. And earlier last week, at least time of recording last week, there was someone who had successfully compiled all 285 issues of Nintendo Power and made it available on Reddit and uploaded it to archive.org, right? A lot of people were excited. But then the thing is, Kotaku ended up writing an article about it, which drove a lot more traffic toward the archive.org link and was subsequently taken down. And so the complete collection of Nintendo Power magazines is probably available through some torrent somewhere, but it's definitely not on archive.org anymore.
This feels like a good time to shout out a thing called Nintendo Force.
Okay.
Nintendo Force is a physical magazine, which is published every other month, and in presentation, writing style, typography choices, and in every way, is designed to evoke the feeling of Nintendo Power.
Oh yeah, these look nice.
Yeah, they do really, really gorgeous work. And it is absolutely comparatively cheap to get hooked up with Nintendo Force. Mm-hmm. Just look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, those look so nice.
Yes.
$5 an issue for print? Not bad.
Yep. Absolutely. Writing's real good. A lot of familiar names, right, for Nintendo Force folks who have been, part of games industry writing for a long time. Jonathan Holmes, who was a long-time beloved contributor at Destructoid. He does a lot of writing for them. And when you open them, you'll find things, including inside, things that you would find in Nintendo Power, like fold-out posters or maps, or sometimes pages printed in 3D that you can look at with glasses. It's very much like, hey, friend, here is the feeling of Nintendo Power. I can't recommend it enough to the very, very specific niche audience who has affection and nostalgia for physical magazines.
So if you're into magazines, or, you just want to reclaim the nostalgia of Nintendo Power, Nintendo Force operates on Patreon. If you live in the United States, you can get print copies for $5 an issue. Canadians have to pay $6. But they even have an option to, just order 2 copies of the magazine so they show up every month because there are reverse covers and everything. It's only $9. Not a big deal. So they are at patreon.com/Nintendo Force if you want to check them out. And if you become a patron before Monday, December 19th, you will be on the mailing list for issue number 63.
How did we get here? I have no idea how we got... Oh, Nintendo Power.
Nintendo Power, that's how.
Okay. Nintendo Power at archive.org.
Why did that make you angry? What's up with that?
No, it didn't make me angry. It was more like you ever go on a Sunday drive and be like, I have no idea how we fucking got here. Does anyone know how we get home? But You might be too young for that experience of having gotten lost on a Sunday drive.
Maybe so.
This one time I went on a Sunday drive and I got so lost that for a while I just gave up and I pulled over and took a nap.
For sure.
Really?
Yeah, it was the worst.
Wow.
It was before you carried a robot in your pocket that could just tell you how to go home. And I was just fucked. I ended up having to pull over and ask for directions.
I mean, sure, whatever. I feel like I take issue with, like, my smartphone being called a robot. Okay. I feel like I might be overthinking it, but I'm not sure.
How about it's a computer?
It is a computer. It is a computer. Yeah, well, whatever. I have 2 more stories here, right? Oh, right. One is we already know that Google's refunding Stadia, and they've given a bit more detail since then. The service is going to go offline January 18, 2023. Any charges made to a Stadia Pro account before September 29th of this year will not be refunded. I'm not entirely sure why, but they are refunding charges for a handful of players that were charged for Stadia Pro after the announcement on September 29th, but not anything before that. But anyone who signed up for a Stadia Pro subscription after September 29th will be refunded. Also, this seems a little strange, but in their Q&A, they did say that customers who made 20 or less Stadia purchases will receive 1 email per purchase for the refunds. But anyone that made over 21 purchases will get a single email that summarizes all of their purchases and further steps to take for refund completion. Like, it just seems like they're building their own new bureaucracy to not pay people, which is, uniquely shitty, especially when they already benefited from the good press of, hey, we're refunding everybody who bought Stadia shit. And they're just like, oh, but if you bought less than 20 things, you're going to get up to 20 emails. And that's dumb, right?
Gotta catch them all.
That's so many.
Also, regarding hardware, say for example, if you got the Stadia Pro with the controller, Google said that it won't need to be returned, quote, in most cases, end quote, for customers to get their money back. But some customers may have to provide a proof of purchase to receive their funds.
Okay. Oh, all right. I'm so tired. The vast majority, by a significant fucking margin, of Stadia owners purchase that stupid garbage controller directly from fucking Google.
Right.
Yep.
Right. It's like, and every time you buy something from Google, regardless of what business unit you bought it from, all your purchases to Google show up in like a single, there's a single place that shows all of your Google purchases, regardless of what they were.
Right.
If you bought advertising from Google, goes there. If you say buy the monthly subscription to have your experience on YouTube not hate fuck your eyes with ads, that monthly subscription goes there. If you bought Stadia, then any purchases of software or hardware go there too. All of your fucking proofs of purchase, all of your receipt data, this is actually a thing that Google does effectively. All of it funnels into a single place. And so this is my God, this is let's say you bought a fucking circus bear, right?
Sure.
And then you walk back into the store that sold you the circus bear. You're leading the circus bear behind you. And they're and the name of the place is Circus Bears LLC. Nobody actually names the store Circus Bears LLC. So it's Circus Bear and Son. And you walk in with the circus bear, and you're like, I would like to return this circus bear. And they have up behind them on, behind the guy at the counter, a framed picture of you buying the circus bear, you holding a sack of money, handing it to him, and then shaking hands with the other hand.
They framed it, huh?
And they framed it. And it's up behind them behind the fucking register, and it's got a little placard that says, "This time that Rocky bought a circus bear." Like that, and then they say to you with a dead ass straight face, "You got your receipt for that fucking bear?"
Yeah, right.
Like, this is that. This is that. This is fucking that.
You're just like, hello?
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is engineering being allowed to dictate policy. Some fucking guy on some fucking team said, "All right, we need to refund everybody at Stadia, but we also want to be able to tie it to their original purchases, so that way, whatever fucking bullshit we want to do on our taxes later to write this down, we can. So let's refund everybody, but we need to know the original transactions. Hey, engineering team that supports Stadia." You know what? Not even that. It's probably not even them. It's probably like the wallets and purchases teams, right? And somebody says to the wallets and purchases team, "Hey, can you do this? Can you build this refund mechanism for us?" And they're like, "Oh," and then like one guy spent like 5 minutes trying to fucking build a query that hits the right table for the original transaction, and something broke the query, and then he just said to his boss, "Nope, not possible."
No, someone moved the table.
Oh.
It's just in a different file.
Right.
That's it. It's not even that the query is broken.
Table.
Someone moved the table to a different hard drive, and that's it.
Yep.
It's gone.
Oh my
It
god.
no longer exists
Oh,
for that
God.
query. That's it.
This is so clearly just like shitty engineers getting to dictate up policy. I swear to fucking Christ.
That's also not the end of it. I have a bit more fun news for you.
That's also not the end of it.
During the Q&A, they also talked a little bit about the subject of game saves and purchases to other PC platforms. Google stressed that cross-progression won't be available for all titles, and in some cases, a game or its content may have to be repurchased entirely, depending on the developer.
Wow.
Let me see. Yes. IO Interactive CD Projekt Red promised that they would create processes for Stadia users to transfer saves to different PC platforms. However, not all games are able to be saved, like Splash Damage's Outcasters will go offline when Stadia does.
Oh my god.
Google reiterated that Stadia will be usable until the service's end date, but some gameplay issues may arise during this period, particularly for games that require money. That's a real quote. As all stores and commerce on the platform have been shut down. That's the end of it. That was the whole thing. I can pour through the Q&A to grab some more stuff, but like it's probably not worth it at this point.
Oh my god.
Goodness.
Imagine.
Games that require money.
Oh, God.
Late-breaking contender for fucking title of this episode. Jesus Christ.
Also, Google did confirm that the Stadia platform would be refunding its users, not developers who provided their games to the service. It was important for them to clarify, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's that story. If we're cool with leaving that one where it is, I'd like to end with a silly one.
Okay. I don't know how you get sillier than that, but go for it, I guess.
Well, you know Square Enix, right? I gotta come back to my boys at Square Enix. Square Enix has made a public announcement last week, week before recording, that Addison Rae of TikTok fame is in Final Fantasy, specifically their mobile iterations, Brave Exvius and War of the Visions. So Addison Rae, you can see it's actually the first image that I have up here, which is official art for Addison Rae and her signature crop top being added to the world of Brave Exvius.
Wow!
Okay.
She got properly isekai'd.
Yeah, it's not like Ariana Grande where she's turned into a mage or some shit. No, she's just there now.
She's just there.
That's...
There we have a quote from Addison Rae where she says, "I've been a fan of the franchise for such a long time, and I'm honored to finally collaborate with Square Enix in an official capacity." Who knows if she actually said that? Addison Rae joins her now peers, pop stars Ariana Grande and Katy Perry, and who have also collaborated with Brave Exvius specifically. And technically also the singer Sia, who sang a rendition of Fly Me to the Moon for Final Fantasy XIV.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. That was my last story. That was
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, all right. First of all, I have so many different. I have a.
Yeah, dude, get him out.
I have a wide variety of thoughts.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So thought number one, I climbed into TikTok yesterday for like about the first time in like a month
Sure.
for ... reasons.
You don't have to say it like that.
Obviously, the reasons were to clear out the 200 cat videos I have sent you. Obviously. That's 100% why. We know. It's okay. You can say it. I send a lot of cat videos.
So, like, I was digging my way through my TikTok inbox, and and one thing that I discovered is that, like, Tegan is fucking relentless.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Tegan the Relentless is how everyone that I know is going to be able to refer to Tegan. It's going to be a title. I'll get a banner or something, I guess.
Yeah, like, Tegan is just like, all right, he'll log back in someday. You know,
Tegan the Faithful. Tegan the Unwavering.
And I'm like, you know what? Fair. Because there I was, like, and going through it. One thing I was really surprised by is, like, and this is, like, I guess a study in TikTokery, is going through the stuff that Tegan had sent me and the stuff that Rocky had sent me. About 20% of the stuff that Tegan had sent me were videos that had now been removed from TikTok, and they're like, this video is now unavailable.
Oh, yeah, GG's.
No!
And I'm like, I wonder what it was within those videos that TikTok now, like, pulled them for some reason.
I could ask. I know a guy.
You know a guy at TikTok content moderation?
Several, actually, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's fine.
Wait, how do you know so many people at TikTok?
For legal reasons, I cannot say here.
Okay. Okay, you'll say when we press stop, right?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh.
I'm not being a dick about it.
We can neither,
like,
we can neither record nor delete. Whatever.
Okay. Then can you answer one question for me? Is this a bit?
It is not a bit.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, yeah, it was nice to log in. It was nice to see some cat videos. Also, like, Tegan does this thing with the way that she sends stuff on TikTok, which is also the same way that I've now discovered the way that she uses Tumblr.
Okay.
And this is entirely intended as a compliment. You know how, like, when you know how, like, when a cat kills a mouse and then presents it to you, and it's like, I think you would like mouse. I killed it.
Yes.
And I brought it to you.
Would you like mouse? I show it to you. Here it is. Please enjoy mouse.
Right. Tegan will not just present you with things that, like, are of interest to her. She will specifically go out and forage for content she thinks is good for you. Mm-hmm. She will kill mice for you.
Yeah.
Like,
very good at it.
Like, I got a Tumblr, and, like, Tegan saw that, like, I was, like, I didn't even message her to be like, I'm fucking her on Tumblr. She was just there. She just had, like, this, like, she's just like, hello, you're on Tumblr now. Here's a fucking Tumblr for you. She's like, go watch.
Yeah, here's a horror show Tumblr that I think you may enjoy.
And I was
Please enjoy your experience
here. And I was like, oh, like, very much so. I like this a lot. Thank you. And, like, Tegan sends me a lot of cat stuff on TikTok, but she also, like, sends me stuff about, like, progressive politics and film and old books. Like, she's actively out there killing the fucking mice, y'all. Like, it's just
doing my best. I want you to have a fun time online because I have a fun time online.
And so I just want to say, like, I notice it. I appreciate it. I know that so often the way that people share on TikTok is almost just like, they see a thing and they're like, I like this. I want other people to know that I like this. And then they press the I like this button, which to them on TikTok is share. Mm-hmm. But yours is a different strategy. And I want you to know that I notice. I'm like,
oh, my friends will like this.
Yes.
Here you go.
Yep. So everyone at home, I just want you to like imagine, just paint a picture in your mind of fucking Tegan with like I guess like a large mouse in her mouth or something. It's weird. It's a weird vibe. But yeah, okay, all right. Back to this story and like why I'm even talking about it right now is that like it occurs to me that I guess the way I use fucking TikTok is very different than the way a lot of people who are much younger than me use fucking TikTok.
Sure.
Because when I hear stuff like Addison Rae, TikTok superstar, JoJo Siwa astride the TikTok above, I'm like, who are these fucking people? Like, who are these fucking TikTok stars? Like, because I guess I have finally gotten into my own TikTok lane where TikTok is like, hey, yo, dog, do you want to see some funny stuff? Do you want to see a guy fall over in his garage and what he's like stomping on cans while Cotton Eye Joe plays? I'm like, yes, show that to me 900 times. And they're like, no problem. I'm like, and they're like, hey, do you want to see some cats and some cute puppies? I'm like, yes, I would enjoy that. And they're like, all right, cool. All right, do you want to see some old books? I'm like, yes, I would love to see some old books. They're like, do you want to see some very niche videos about how video games are now being remembered inaccurately because of difference between CRT and digital displays? I'm like, yes, I would love that. And they're like, fantastic. They're like, how
Pixel one, yeah. I think I sent you that one also.
You did?
Like, I think it's in your queue somewhere because I think I sent that to you.
The great thing is, Tegan, is after I watched it, it unleashed a whole like bunch of those into my feed. I'm like,
amazing.
Yes. You know, about like the inaccuracy of memory, about how the nostalgia for pixel art is kind of like wrong nostalgia. You know, like that stuff was like much softer. People are forgetting the softness. You know, and it's like I get stuff about like old video game things. I get videos about like fucking like Vectrixes and like ZX Spectrums, and then I get like videos of like now part of my regular rotation is like old books, chicks making pottery, stuff like that. And I don't get any... there. Oh yeah. But I don't get any fucking JoJo Siwa or Addison Rae. Like, and I guess it's a testament to the quality of TikTok's algorithm that these people can be giant celebrities on that platform, and they just never even enter my I don't even
your
see
sphere.
Them. Exactly.
So JoJo Siwa, fun fact, is actually a YouTube celebrity. Who moved over into a little bit into TV and a little bit into like in like specifically like preteen media, and has since like graduated from that phase and now is doing more on TikTok, specifically for like highlighting like LGBTQ creators and like people with marginalized voices.
The only time I ever encountered JoJo Siwa on TikTok was when there was a TikTok trend of people doing this thing where they were, I guess, like tapping their hands against each other and then pointing two fingers up as they answered questions. Yeah, like, and there was like this whole like answering questions trend, and I watched like 5 people from my follow list do that trend in a row, and then TikTok was like, oh, I guess you just like the answering questions trend. Here's more of that. Let off my JoJo Siwa. I'm like, okay. I don't know. No, I don't just want people answering questions, TikTok. I want
other content, please.
All right. Or at the very least, another Marg Tower, and then another Marg Tower, and then the Museum of Ice Cream. All right, niche joke. Okay. But I guess the other thing I had, Rocky, is I know that you said that you wanted to end on, like, I guess, like a lighter note or a funnier note, but there's a thing that I wanted to talk about, which is that Yuji Naka got fucking arrested.
Oh, yeah, get wrecked.
Yeah, that's true.
Twitter has been chaos in the last week.
It sure has.
It sure has. There was a night where everybody thought that Twitter was going to go down overnight, and so it was really wild. It was like it was amazing to see all these people who are like talking to each other in ways because they were convinced that Twitter wouldn't exist by the morning, and that was a really particularly weird night on Twitter. Like there were lots of people like confessing their love for people, confessing their hate for people, all kinds of shit. Like
we should probably have more of those.
It was big rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic like vibes.
Yes. Lots of like, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as the band continues to play. Like,
I think
yeah!
Keats literally said that, if I remember correctly.
Yep. But that day, the news broke about Yuji Naka getting arrested, and so like, it was really interesting to see like, some of the various Twitters that I'm in, like what they thought was going to be their final thing on Twitter. And so it was weird to see, like, old man video game Twitter being like, Yuji Naka got arrested, and then, like, half of old man video game Twitter was like, wait, is this a bit? Are we shitposting because we think this...
Are we all shitposting because of the end times? Is this, like, a thing that we're doing?
Right.
You really have to inform us before you just start a bit. And then it's like, no, this isn't a bit. What do you mean this isn't a bit?
Yeah, so I saw some people like, did Miyamoto also get arrested? Like, there were people who, because they thought it was a bit, was like, Naka is in horny jail, of course, and we're like putting up pictures of like Amy and Rouge, and it's just like, no, he's actually got arrested. Like,
it's real jail.
This is not horny jail. This is actual jail.
Insider trading, I think, right?
Yeah, fucking insider trading. Like, Yuji Naka arrested, like, Jesus Christ. Like, I just, I tell you.
It was big, like, everything is happening all the time. Forever. Vibes that night. It was so crazy.
So, like some of the timing on the Yuji Naka story, definitely seems, like, wild because, there's a whole bunch of other people who got arrested, and it's all related to, like, the development of a new Dragon Quest game, and so, like, this is the Dragon Quest insider trading scandal, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, the Dragon Quest insider trading scandal, and that specifically Yuji Naka did this insider trading, when he was working on Balan Wonderland. And it's like, man, Yuji Naka just making one bad decision after another during the year of 2020. Just like, what a vibe. Man, what a weird thing. What a weird thing. I'm also glad that the thing that wrestling Twitter decided to get into on when it thought was the final day of Twitter was relitigating whether or not CM Punk is a piece of shit for the 900 millionth time, and then dunking on Scotty 2 Hotty because Scotty 2 Hotty said that intergender wrestling is bad. But man, Twitter, y'all. Twitter. This has been a podcast. Thank you for podcasting.
Oh, right. Yeah, this is a podcast. We do this every couple of weeks. It's called Impossible Coin. You can find a favorite podcaster found, but you probably knew that. That's why you're here, right? We appreciate you for being here. And we do want to highlight some of our collaborators, like Big Sach, who made the music at the beginning and end of this program. You can find him on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/BigSachNJ. And while you can on Twitter, at Hillary_Swank. Our logo was also designed by Lauren Moran. You can find her on Twitter at Lauren Moran, again, while you still can. But she also has a Patreon at patreon.com/ Oh, God. Actually, I started that sentence, but I don't actually know if she's at Lauren Moran. I have no idea.
Yeah.
She's on Patreon. We'll find it.
She's on Patreon. I'll add it to my script one of these days. And you can find us on social media. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter while we can, and Tumblr, where Tegan's going to take over the world. We are also on Twitch. I stream on Wednesdays. Tegan is coming back to streaming on Tuesdays. We're all very excited. She's going to be playing Pokemon Scarlet Violet, or just Violet. I don't think she's playing both at the same time. But if you do,
no, just Violet.
That'd be cool. I hope she uses the double controller trick. Like, I want to see what her speedrun time is going to be like. Let me see. What else is there? We also have a Patreon. Should we thank our patrons this week? That makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah. In fact, let me pull up patreon.com/Impossible Coin Podcast right now so that I can give us the most up-to-date, to-the-minute list of patrons that we can thank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would like to thank, Okay, here we go. Here is a current list of our patrons. Thanks to the aforementioned Big Sach.
Hey.
Thank you, Big Sach.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to our show's granddad, Joe Spiro.
Hey, shout out to Joe.
And thanks to Sig, who on Patreon is just credited as Sig. He does not do the whole thing there.
Yeah, I know, but he asked, like, as a personal favor to be referred to.
Okay, so he has asked that even though on Patreon.com he's just Sig, that he is Sighard Albrecht, a.k.a. the premier waifuologist Sig.
Because I remember back then, like, I think it actually had his, like, real name there. And so, like, he asked us to use that name in particular.
Okay. Thank you to Oscar Garcia. And Oscar, I have honored a recent request you made on the on Patreon.com. You asked for a text version of the list of horror movie recommendations that were in our Patreon episode of horror films. It is now available on the site. You now have the text-based list.
Yeah, he and his wife watch a lot of horror, actually.
Yep. So please enjoy. And thanks to Chat of the Wild, a patron to our show. That's very exciting.
Yeah, if you want to hear me doing a playthrough of Skyward Sword and giving my full commentary on it, if you missed what I did on stream, you can check me out over there, because I'm doing that right now also.
Yeah. And thanks to Tuan Castillo.
Oh, yeah. Good luck on your Inclement Emeralds run, dude. I hope that goes well.
Yeah. And thanks to new patron, Nebula.
Nebula! What up, Neb?
Oh, shit. Hey, what up, Neb?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Nebula.
Neb is at the Festival Hard Body tier, and we thank Neb.
Hey.
Yeah.
I wonder what Festival's up to these days.
I think he's in France right now. I think he got stuck in France during quarantine.
Oh, you know what? That makes some sense. Well, bonjour to you, bro.
I mean, I heard from him. He is still in France, but he sent me a note.
Mm-hmm.
He met somebody over there.
Oh.
And so it's hard body and love season. He was at a Windjammers tournament, and things just took off. So
man, I wonder if the Windjammers 2 French scene is really popping off, because like over here it's kind of quiet.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you to our patrons.
Oh, we should put the movie poll up for this quarter.
Oh yeah.
For the winter quarter.
Yes. What?
November, January, December, January. You get to pick a movie for us to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And we understand if you want us to watch something bad, we'll do it. But we'd be grateful if it's not the case. But thank you, everybody.
It does also have to be watchable. We have to be able to find it.
Yes.
These are the rules.
Part of the inherent logic of a watch along is that people can watch a fucking long. So, yeah, yeah. If it's only available on like an obscure Korean DVD that was issued in like 2003 for 6 months, it doesn't work. If it's only available if you sail the seven seas, it doesn't work. People have to actively be able to watch along. So, ideally, it's available on one of the big 6 streaming services. So, is that a show?
That's a show.
Then, I've got a note here. No, you know what? We'll save that note for another time. Peace.
Bye.
Later.